So recently, some footage of Alex Pereira continuing to spar despite being in fight week for his rematch against Ankalaev at UFC 320 for the light heavyweight title. There's multiple things that you can take from that sparring. I've watched it a couple of times, and you could look at it multiple ways, right? You could look at it being as maybe Pereira feels unprepared coming into this fight and is trying to cram in as much sort of additional cram in as much additional work as he can, as much additional experience and rounds he can cram in, or he feels that he's so sharp that even now he wants to put some rounds in. That's the thing as well, guys. The times you throughout your fight camp, you feel really sharp, you need to do some rounds. These are the times you need to be doing rounds. You need to know what it feels like. You need to be able to compete under that sort of pressure. So he feels like maybe he's peaking at the right time. Maybe. People might be looking at maybe he's taking an unnecessary risk. Ultimately, it's Pereira, so he's going to be largely doing kickboxing and standing up sparring. It's mostly going to be the striking game. You're taking additional risks here because, yeah, you're quite defensively elusive, and yes, you're hard to hit in MMA and MMA and kickboxing sort of realm. But you can be hit, and you could get damaged. You could get injured. You could get, a bruise to your leg. You could get a bruise to your face. You could get a bruise your rib. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that can happen, even in sparring. Now, granted, they didn't look like they were going full speed, full pace, and good. You don't need to be. You don't need to risk injury this close to the fight, all right? But Pereira looked good in the sparring. He looked like his typical self. It's a sort of stiff, rigid sort of style of game he's got. But that's Pereira's signature style, and I love it. I love to watch it in UFC. Love to watch it in kickboxing. Wouldn't love to watch it in boxing, if I'm being honest. But do you know what I mean? MMA and kickboxing, it can run, right? And yeah, Pereira could do his thing. He looked good. Like I said, he looked good. He looked rigid. That's his style, though. And he wasn't getting hit a ton. Very elusive. Nice counters. Was throwing those shots in. Applying pressure when he felt like he needed to. Good at applying pressure. He needs to be able to do it to Ankalaev. He needs to be good, effective pressure against Ankalaev. He's doing it in sparring. So that's just to me that maybe that's going to be part of the game plan this fight. And, at the end of the video, he says he cannot accept losing to Ankalaev this time round, meaning that he looks like and he feels like he's got, just the best preparation he could have had. Like, preparation can't get any better than this. If he can't beat Ankalaev this time, then he's not going to know where I'll go on. Probably move up to heavyweight. Because if you can't beat Ankalaev, arguably Ankalaev could beat all the other contenders in the division if you can beat Pereira. Then Pereira might just think, yeah, let's just go up to heavyweight and be there as an option if John Jones and what's his name, Aspinall doesn't get made. Be there as that alternate. Be that as the alternate, and that's a serious position for Alex Pereira to be in. But really, if he loses this fight, he wins 2 fights at heavyweight, he's there, if we're being honest. 2 fight, even if that, they might even feel like they want to give him like 1 fight and then a heavyweight title fight. But really they should do 2, but UFC are UFC, and they're desperate for the money. For some reason, they're not really, they shouldn't be, in terms of actually their new streaming deal, that probably shouldn't affect it too much, but, they want to be doing those big cards, those big numbers for sure. And Pereira v Aspinall would be huge. It would be huge. And it wouldn't be a long fight, that's for sure. But yeah, I would be curious to know what you guys think of Pereira's sparring footage. Do you think it's a good look? Do you think it's good, bad? Unnecessary risk? Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.